protect you. And you know, has there been drawn back? Like, have they went against you since the lawsuit failed? Talk about Iron Sheik. You know, passed away very sadly very recently, and any recreational pleasures you may have had with him. And talk about Abdullah and Abdullah could talk about blading and, you know, what it's like to, you know, make yourself bleed, help other people bleed, any diseases that may be transferred through such blading. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
So, which one of those do you want to take?
Well, go with the juice, you know. Back in the day, people go, well, I know you guys use blood capsules. I wish it was a blood capsule. It's a razor blade. Yes, it's was something that was, coming out of a football background to understand doing a blade job back in our business, especially in our generation. Obviously, but it, because back then it's changed. Back then, you think it's fake? Coming up in the ring, we'll show you if it's fake. We're going to sign the waiver and come up. Now it's sports entertainment, a different business. But I tell you what, the old saying back in the day, red equals green, and it's true. If you're getting juice on the show, that means you're up in the main event somewhere. And no matter how high the crowd pops, when you hit that sauce, boom, it's another level. Especially like beating up Ricky Morton, with that white hair. It's Ricky! Or Flair, yeah.
It's funny though, and you had Hogan. You never really saw him get too many blade jobs. You figure with that yellow hair, you figure at some point you want to do that. All right, come on up, buddy. Oh, I love that shirt. Great shirt, buddy. Great shirt.
Is it Owen Hart shirt?
For Hacksaw and Abdullah, why did you pick who you did to induct you into the Hall of Fame? And for the Powers of Pain, who would you like to induct you if you ever got inducted as a team into the Hall of Fame?
Good question. So,
well, I think for Barmy, I know he's done a lot of podcasts talking about me and all that stuff. I think I would love to have Batista.
oh wow.
Because he's had so many podcasts on, and this is such an honor saying one of the reasons I started professional wrestling because of me, which is so cool, because here's a guy that's, how many times world champion, great wrestler, great physique, and then goes on to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars now. And being a Guardian of the Galaxy, Marvel character, how better can you have been being a Marvel character? You can't. That's cool. So I would love to have him. If Barton ever went, I'd love to have Batista do it. I would love it.
What about you, Bar? Is that the same?
Let me change a little bit.
Of course, sir.
I would love it, my partner here, Batista. Batista's good. Never met the guy. Never met Batista. But I would like to have the Demolition. I would like to have the Demolition.
Yeah.
Us, because back in the days, we right over there.
Be the better Barb, having both of us induct each other.
Yeah, right, they're not in. They're not in.
At the same time, they're not in, which they should have been in.
They should, yeah. Should have been the first tag team.
The ultimate title the longest ever was WF or WWE should be in the Hall of Fame. I should be there.
I'm shocked. I would have thought they would have been one of the
Really
first
sad.
passes.
It's really sad that they're not there because of some politics. We all know in WWE how that goes. And hopefully not too long when this new company takes over in January, a lot of that politics will be out there now and actually be business, true business the way it should be.
Agreed.
Well said. How about you, Jim?
Actually, Ted DiBiase was the guy that inducted me, And Ted may be one of the greatest technical wrestlers in the sport, but he can't fight a lick, I'll tell you. And when you're in there with a hacksaw, it's a fight. But no, DiBiase, again, a second generation wrestler. I wrestled Ted probably thousands of times all around the world, and I learned an awful lot from Ted. He was in the ring when he was 15, 16 years old. I didn't start till I was 25 years old, so it was really great. I really started to learn wrestling when they hooked me up with Ted and Matt Moore, and we became the Rat Pack in Mid-South. I had the Hacksaw character, so Ted DiBiase was the guy that
the one who got me into the Hall of Fame was Terry Funk. Terry Funk got me into the Hall of Fame. He was a hell of a wrestler. I liked him. And all the guys who got into the Hall of Fame, like guys like Ivan Koloff, who was never put into the Hall of Fame. And he was a great worker. And there's a lot of guys out there who should be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Abby, I agree with you totally on Ivan Koloff. He was our six-man tag team champion partner in NWA. We beat the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering for the belts. And we held them for a while, and they never did. I mean, I just can't believe that Ivan's not in there. Everything he did for this business, he was a bumping machine out there, guys. He could work with anybody and do anything. Ivan should have been here a long time ago, too.
And I'll get yours. Just to piggyback on this, is there a worker that you think deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Because going back to I remember Big Barry Horowitz, you know, and Steve Lombardi. Is there someone that comes to mind that you think that was an everyday worker that put so many guys over that never got that shot that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame right now?
The one that comes to my mind, in fact, we were just laughing a little bit talking about him, Iron Mike Sharp. He could work with anybody all the time, and he carried that gallon of baby oil with him and that stuff and everything else. But the guy could work with anybody stiff as a rail, but he was great.
Canada's greatest athlete.
Well, mine is a one-man gang, a big gang, you know. He was a monstrous one-man gang, and they made him Akeem, and he made Akeem work. I mean,
That was
a
great.
true professional. When Terry Taylor was a great wrestler, as Terry Taylor, but they put the Red Rooster gimmick on.
They ruined him.
He hated so much he didn't make it work. Where Akeem, we embraced it and made it work.
That didn't work either.
You had a question there.
To make it a little light before the end here.
It's been late.
Owen Hart, he was well known for ribbing you guys in the back. Do you have any ribs that were performed or you performed that you can tell us? Either you did or was done to you?
I can tell you what Owen did to Dave Boy. We're in Denver, Colorado, Gold's Gym. We're working out there, Dave and me, Owen and that stuff, you know. And of course, Davey was always trying to keep up to me, which he never could, but it was fun. So anyway, Davey afterwards, Davey always wanted to catch a tan. So he'd go to the tanning bed, get down to his gimmicks, and go in the tanning bed. Then turn it on, about a minute later, and Owen would go, click, turn it off. Davey would come on, what happened to the tanning bed right there? I can't believe it. What's wrong with this tanning bed? And the guy goes, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Turn it back, I got a tan. Now he's already wasted 10 minutes, okay? Goes back in and Owen goes. He waited about 2 minutes this time. Click. Davey comes out. What's happening? My goddamn tanning bed, I can't believe this. My tanning bed is inside rubber. I can't get a tan. I wasted like all this time. And the guy goes, I'm sorry, man. Maybe there's a little electric problem. Okay, I'm gonna check it. Turn it on again. Goes in again. Turns it on. He gets about 5 minutes this time. Click. And Davey comes out just mad as hell. I can't believe it. That's the third time he's wrong. Like, I've been in here for an hour now, and I've got 5 minutes of tan, and I can't deal with this. And Owen's around the corner just cracking up, laughing so hard at Davey. Davey has no clue. And Davey's sitting in the middle of the goddamn gym, all pissed off, and he got about 5 minutes of tan. I'll wait.
That's what we call the English tan. All right, anybody else got a rib story? A funny rib story?
I was nothing like that though, but I was somewhere in a hotel and I was called down to the front desk and I said, is there a gymnasium close by? And the guy goes, you one of those wrestlers? I said, yeah. He says, you got a phone book in your room? I said, yeah. He goes, why don't you look it up? So I say, hey, you know, I spent some money at this hotel. I expect a little service, you know. He goes, I don't care. I'm tired of babysitting you wrestlers. If you got a problem, you come down here. So this is back in the day, you know, yeah, bet your butt, buddy, I'll be right down there, you son of a gun. So I'm getting dressed, the phone rings, and this guy from the front desk goes, sir, I'm sorry. He says, oh, there was another one of those wrestlers. I said, well, you find out who it was. So he looks over at Owen and goes, what's your name? Owen goes, Jim Powers. So that night I grabbed Powers. I'm like, I don't rib, I don't like to be ribbed, Powers. That's over. All right, you got a question over here.
I just wanted to say hi to Jim Duggan. I met you probably about 20 years ago in my hometown of I met you in his hometown of Sound about 20 years ago, and you're probably the first wrestler I met. It was a great honor and stuff, so I'm just glad you're doing great and your health is doing great. And I just wanted to ask the Powers Brigade. I started watching, you guys just started entering the WWF in 1988. I know you're Mr. Fucci and probably Human is managers, but right when you started, I saw a couple matches where you had Tito Santana was in your corner and also the Bear, and I was just wondering, was there reasons they were there, that the storyline was they just decided to change things, or do you have any recollections of those guys being in your corner?
I think the reason that Tito started because he had the connection, and we actually came in and took their places. They were going to work with Demolition at that time, and I believe I can't remember which one got hurt. Maybe Tom Sink was the one that got hurt, and so out of the blue on it was a Friday. And we were down in, it was a Thursday. Barb got a call from Grizzly Adams back then, and said, you know, we would like to fly you both you guys into Atlanta from Charlotte next morning. So Barb gives me a call. I said, Taylor, fly to Atlanta tomorrow. Okay, I guess, you know, get to the airport, tickets waiting, fly to Atlanta, limo waiting, take us to the hotel where they're at, take us upstairs, give us a room key, walk in. And who's sitting there? You got Pat Patterson, you got Hulkster, and you got Visit Man. I was like, wow. And, you know, Barb never talked, you know, he was always so quiet. And they give us a big spiel, and at the end, they go, well, you know, we would like you guys come in on Monday and start with us. Well, this is Friday now. And we got all this stuff down the road. So, Barb looks, he goes, we come Monday. I look at Barb, so we come Monday, Barb? All right, I guess that's what you want. That's what we're going to do and that stuff, you know. And so we went in, and of course they gave us Tito because of that. And then they changed over to Baron because more the look with the, come over his head. And then we also painted his face up. So he'd be a lot more like us in that. And it just switched over to that. That's all it is. Go, boy.
All right, okay. So we know like all the heel wrestlers try to get the biggest moves in the arena. What is the most memorable heel movement that you've seen from everyone?
What is the biggest heel moment that you can remember?
In the ring or out of the ring?
That's a tough one. Biggest heel movement, like Taker with Stephanie
No,
McMahon?
that ain't it. Maybe when Hacksaw Duggan turned Team Canada. I don't.
Yeah! Oh! That was a face movement here. That was a face movement. Might have to come back to that one. I don't know.
Ask Abdullah the question. Ask Abdullah the question.
All right, I'll get you.
Ask Abby.
Listen, Road Warriors, above and all, are the goats of professional wrestling. They're the best, always will be the best, never be a better tag team than those guys. They changed tag team wrestling. I mean, you know, before they had big guys and that's it, but these guys came on, they were monsters, and they could move, and they could do all this stuff, strong as heck. I mean, there's nobody that ever touched those guys, you know. Barney, we might have been bigger and that something then, but they're awesome. I mean, I knew Animal very well because, of course, he found me, and he started me in professional wrestling. You know, and Hacksaw was my brother up there. You know, I mean, they were my brothers, and it was such an honor, you know, at the end of the day, to get into the ring and have all those great matches with those guys. I mean, we went out. You didn't care. You were going to hurt each other. We were stiff as it could be, man. I hit Hawk one time. My arm came up between him and the chin. He was out cold on boom, like that on the mat. I'm looking at him, oh shit, I'm in trouble. You know, I gotta get him out of here. Joe's laughing over in the corner. He was laughing so hard because Hawk should have kept his chin down. He should have put his chin up for you. You know, but you know, it was just so awesome working with the two of those guys, man. And I miss them because you know, they're my brothers, you know, so.
All right. Oh, wait, another one? Is it going to be one of the other 5 questions you asked? All right. Reluctantly, I'm coming back over to you.
So we haven't heard much from Abdullah. So talk about your favorite heel moment inside and outside of the ring. Talk about any most violent experiences in the ring.
I love my dad. Just one.
That's when they put me in the electric chair. I came back to life again.
What do you guys think about this resurgence that we're seeing for a lot of the old school wrestlers through things like Dark Side of the Ring? Abdullah, you had a great episode there, you know, and we're seeing a lot of the guys from your generation get that second shine. Are you finding it a good thing or a hurtful thing?
I think it's great. I think all the troops should be out there and everything, guys. I did the one on the steroid trial with Vince McMahon, and everything I said in that, when I did it, they looked at me and they said, you know what? Everything you said is exactly what we have here on the paper from the trial. Every single word. There's nothing to hide, guys. I think it's incredible to put it out there and let people really see the professional wrestling and the lives of us really are about, guys. It's a lot different than many people think, guys. Very different. It's a lot harder than people ever thought. And there's just so much behind the scenes that goes on, guys. It's a whole different world, guys. It really is. But you know what? I got the coolest brothers in the world over here, you know? These guys are great, man. Always be my brothers.
Well, I agree, in the dark side of the ring, because there's a very dirty underbelly of professional wrestling that was worse even, because back in the old days, it was a carnival atmosphere. That's where a lot of the terminology, the mark, working somebody, that's where all that came from. But also, there's another side of the coin, too, you know. I think there should be a light side of the ring. You know, I've been with my wife for 40 years. I never had to go to rehab for booze or drugs. I did a lot of both. Can't throw no stones, but I just never got addicted. I said no felony arrest. Probably the best known misdemeanor in the history of wrestling, you know. But and I put 2 daughters through school. I'm active in my community. I do a lot of charity work. It's been a great business for me. And here at 70 years old, I still travel the world signing autographs because of the folks like you. So thank you very much. It's a good side of the ring too. There's success stories, but there is a huge, dirty underside belly.
No, I know.
Blood cells. Oh, look at juice.
But it does look like it is kind of getting better. You look at shows like Wrestlers now with Al Snow and OVW down there, and there is some negative stuff in it, but for the most part, they're showing the family atmosphere and how hard everybody's working.
Well, it's very competitive too, brother. I mean, everybody wants that top spot. So yeah, there's surprisingly there's not more friction backstage. You know, I think the reason there wasn't a lot of friction in our generation because everybody was a tough son of a gun. You know, you're not going to go beat somebody up. No way. Yeah, I won.
And you got to
But
talk.
it's competitive business. Everybody wants, so I can see where they have flare-ups.
And it's so weird to think about it. You've got a competitive business, like you said, about 100 spots at say WWE that everyone's fighting for. Back in the day in the Fed, probably even less than 100 spots. And you had people from all walks of life. People from Tonga, you had people from Samoa, you had black guys, you had white guys, you had every. It was a fraternity and a brotherhood back then, and that kind of transcends the world we live in today. And do you look at wrestling today and say we made that what it is now? Like how there is so much acceptance. You see different genders, different, like I said, different races now, and there's never anyone talking about it. It's just they're there. Do you guys feel any kind of pride or kind of responsibility helping forge that forward?
I believe we're one of the biggest, paving the way for these guys it is today. What we did the hard chiseling back then. We took the big stone and started chiseling. Got to a certain point that now they took over now and they're finishing the rest of that chiseling now on it. And I'm glad for them. I'm glad that they don't have to kill themselves and beat up their bodies as bad and go through all the pain and a lot of that stuff that we did, because now they got doctors, they got chiropractors, they got everything, all the shows. We had absolutely nothing, guys. 300 some days on the road, no doctors, no chiropractors, no none. We had 2 road agents that knew nothing else but to talk to Vince. That was it, guys. And it was tough, but you know what? We all stuck together. We made it through, and like Jim and all, thank God, God's looking over us, and we also got our health today,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has gone pretty long already. Are there any last questions before we finish here? Oh yeah, you had one more. Flash, I'm gonna have to get back to you next time. But you didn't have a question before. Did you have a question now? All right, this is your first time. Come on up. There you go, my friend. I got you. He broke 7. Oh, full Nelson. You want him to put me in the full Nelson, or you in the full Nelson? I'm better with him putting you in it than he is for me. I don't know. Do you do free full Nelsons? Will you do a? All right, here you go. You're gonna see a full Nelson here. And do you have one of your friends here to take a picture? Yeah, come on up over here.
Don't count the camera. Very light.
What an experience. Awesome.
Tell you what, it doesn't feel like when I was 30 years old was doing it. It's a little tougher now.
All right, yeah, I want to get more questions, but we're all better an hour here. There you go. I couldn't have really got more. Let's thank every single one of them for coming up here. Abdullah The Butcher, Hacksaw, Duggan, Barbarian, Warrior, the Barrier Boat, the legends of wrestling.
Thank you guys. Thank you for all your support and all your love. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Listen, guys, without you, we're just big guys. Drippy guys help make us who we are today. Abdullah, Hacksaw, Barbarian, myself, we thank you. We love you for doing that, guys.